I think it's undeniable now that DJ's at the top of the tree. The other fighters in that conversation, obviously, you know, the GSPs, the Anderson Silvas, the BJ Penns, the Randy Couture's. I still keep Randy up there because he broke so much ground for mixed martial arts and redefined what it was to be a wrestler in the sport. But you look at what DJ's done and the performances that he's had, and you know, he may not have had the deepest of divisions to go through, but there've been a lot of people in recent interviews I've been listening to discrediting some of the wins that he's got. You know, Joe Benavidez, John Dodson, you know, John Moraga, these guys are top world-class fighters. It's unfortunate that DJ's dispatched them so easily because it does, to an extent, make it look easy. And I thought to myself after the Ray Borg fight, I thought to myself, if that had been a drawn-out back-and-forth war and DJ just edged it on the scorecards, everyone would have been like, God, DJ's amazing, you know, he's amazing, he earned that. But he handled him so easily, and I think it almost discredits his performance because it made it look so easy. I mean, what he did was absolutely fantastic, and you can't really argue that Ray Borg is, you know, probably top 3 in the world in that weight class. So for Demetrious Johnson to armbar him in the air as he, you know, after he'd thrown him, we've never seen that before in the UFC. Demetrious Johnson's breaking so many records. Latest submission against Kyoji Horiguchi, you know, knocked out an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling in the first round. Beautiful work. It's undeniable now that DJ's the best on the planet, best pound for pound. The only thing that I think would help him in that argument is to move up to bantamweight now. You know, relinquish some of those advantages that he has. You know. Nobody can keep up with him with speed. Nobody can keep up with his scrambles at flyweight. But you move him up to bantamweight and he's dealing with bigger athletes. If he can do that to them, then people are going to be really impressed with him. You know, if he can do that to TJ Dillashaw or Cody Garbrandt or even Dominic Cruz in a rematch, I mean, you know, you can't deny Demetrious Johnson is one of the best of all time.
As a competitor yourself, is it frustrating to see someone like DJ who's just clean cut, family man, just handles himself, no trash talk, but then people criticise him because he doesn't go out there, he doesn't drill people, but he just has an amazing record? Or, you know, do you prefer fans to have that trash talk person, someone like a Conor? I mean, is it for you, does it frustrate you to see a fight like that not get the credit that he probably deserves? It
is a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I have to look at the sport as a bigger picture and realise, you know, it's an entertainment industry, and a lot of the people that buy those tickets, they want to connect with the fighters, they want to feel something through the fighters by living vicariously through their lives that they wouldn't feel in their own lives. Now, we all laugh about Demetrious Johnson. You know, Saturday night he's in Vegas defending his belt, breaking records, and Sunday morning he's power washing the fence. You know, it's hilarious and it's a great story, but at the same time, people do that on a daily basis anyway. The majority of the people in that arena don't want to go home and wash their drive or power wash their fence, but you know, they'll do it as well, and they want to see somebody living a life that they're not. And that's why so many people have gravitated towards McGregor, because he's larger than life. He's living a life that they have not ever experienced, and they want to witness that. So they follow him in order to do that. You know, Gegard Mousasi said it in one of the post-fight press conferences about McGregor. He said, I don't know, people must be stupid. They just like to see, you know, expensive things on Instagram. But it kind of defines, it's the zeitgeist of our time. It defines what the fans are wanting. They want to live vicariously through these fighters. And because Demetrious Johnson is so similar to almost everybody in the arena that is watching him, they're like, yeah, well, you know, he's great at what he does, but we want to see the whole package. We want to see the unusual lifestyle, the big cars and the flashiness. And Demetrious Johnson just doesn't fit that bill. And what's interesting is that GSP never did either. So I think if Demetrious Johnson moved up a weight class, I think opinions would change across the board. I think the last win over Ray Borg really shook people up and really made people realise that this guy is really, really special. You know, maybe the extracurricular activities aren't that interesting, because what is nice is that we know when he takes a fight, he's going to show up and do it, you know. But he does deserve the credit, but at the same time, I think, you know, it is his responsibility at the same time as a performance athlete to, you know, to draw those fans in and to give them a reason to watch him.
And just one final word on that submission and that finish. Just how spectacular was that, and how hard is that to do?
You know, I've watched that submission over and over again, and it's one of those special circumstances which it takes a special athlete with a special kind of skill set and a particular opponent that is going to fight as aggressively as Ray Borg did. Like, he talked about feeling him throw that back elbow and knowing how his weight shifted from one foot to another, made his body lighter to lift, and all those calculations to be done in a split second, and to be able to then, you know, at the same time as lifting him while he was fairly weightless and slam him to the floor into an armbar. We've never seen anything like it, and I really struggle to see anybody above that weight class to be able to do it to anybody else. I mean, physiologically, to be able to throw somebody through the air and then jump on them at the same time, you know, you need somebody from a lighter weight class to do that, and you need someone with an incredibly fast mind to be able to see that opportunity. It was a special submission, and I don't think we'll see it again in the UFC, especially not for a long, long time.